so this guy I just kind of scored on an angle, and I mirrored the other side going the same direction. Got twist number 4 here. This is the one that we're just kind of scoring on both faces. That's not too bad. Looks pretty cool. So yeah, I'm just going to throw this back in and we're going to straighten it out with the wooden mallet. Yeah, there you guys can see everything. The last twist we're going to be trying today, I just kind of scored it making an X on both sides. Let's see what happens. Alright, here goes the X twist. In all honesty, I think doing the X twist, just a half turn, if you do like the 2 sides, would have been fine. I would like to try the X twist again, but doing the X on all 4 faces. This one was just 2. So I'll put this back in, I'll straighten it out with the mallet, and then we'll get the forging. Yeah, typically I upset my spikes first, where you push the point in. Otherwise, you just have to pay more attention to when you're starting to draw it out. But yeah, this guy's looking okay so far. This guy I'm going to try to make a little fuller, so I'm going to use the cross paint. this is mild steel, just above mild steel, 0.36% carbon. So I could keep swinging at it, but it's going to move a lot better, a hell of a lot better, when it's like glowing red hot. So I'm going to put this guy back in. But yeah, you can kind of see it's starting to get wider. That's what I want. It moves just like Play-Doh. I'm using the cross peen to spread it out, make it into a full blade. My other knife, I'm actually trying to draw it out. I'm going to try and make a longer blade out of it. The good part about this method is when one is done, the other one's ready. So, kind of see it's wedging there. I'm trying to bring the taper in a little bit more. I'm going to get the thickness of the spine, and then I'm going to start to forge the bevel, and then the index groove last. What you just saw me doing there is called plenishing. Like I said, it moves like Play-Doh. When I'm moving it, trying to make it full, it's actually pushing the edges out. Like it's almost making rolls on the very edge. So that's when I flip it onto its spine and its edge, and that's when I start to plenish it. So I just take out those ridges to bring it back down to nice square stock. Alright, let's get that thickness that we want in the spine. Alright, so that's not looking too bad. Next round, I'm definitely going to do some plenishing, but I think I'm going to start working on the index groove. So typically I start about 3.25 inches, and I'm going to be kind of dishing it out so it pushes the steel into the heel of the blade. Typically I like to have another person helping me out, because they can actually just hold the knife on the anvil, and I can use a sledgehammer with the cross peen and accurately put it where I want it. This way it takes a little bit more skill, a little bit more time, and sometimes it messes up a little bit, depending on how accurate your swing is. So that's what we're going to be doing next. I'm going to put it back in. wider. As you can clearly see though, it's still plenty thick on the edge as well as the spine. So I might do this a little more actually, just to kind of make it a little bit wider, a little fuller. And then yeah, we'll start forming the blade itself. So yeah, we're starting to get that index groove in there. You have to be really careful. I find it works a lot better if you kind of hit in the same place, because I've done it before where you go a little bit more towards the tip here and you have a very awkward groove. So that's looking good so far. I'm going to have to repeat the process obviously. As you probably saw there, we got some decent rebound, which means I secured this anvil correctly. You always want to use your wood legs and a little bit of silicone along the base. Otherwise, it's going to ring like hell. Especially if you have a piece of I-beam and using that for an anvil. Then your neighbors are really going to like you. Pretty happy with that. I don't want to get too aggressive here. You can see we have plenty of thickness to work with the edge itself. So working that, it should push the heel down and it should leave us with a good rough board shape. So that's starting to come along here. Obviously gonna do it like another time, but yeah, it's just coming. forging the bevels, I'm actually holding it on a little bit of an angle to favor the bevel, and then pounding it, flipping the other side, same thing. Holding on a little bit of an angle to favor the bevel and pounding it. But yeah, that's looking like a pretty cool knife so far. That is actually pretty well perfect for an index groove. We still have plenty of thickness to work on with the edge here. We did make it fuller, so we're pushing the steel to make it fuller. So it is a little bit shorter of a knife so far, but we're going to start drawing it out ever so slightly now. This guy's starting to come along nicely. This is the one that we drew out a little bit longer. But I'm pretty happy with the thickness of the spine. Obviously I got to straighten it out a little bit. You did see me plenishing the side there because a little bit kind of like pushed out where I didn't want it, so I pushed it back in, just like Play-Doh. And then, yeah, we're going to work on just kind of bringing the bevel a little bit more down by the heel. And this one's just about done for being rough forged. Then it's the finishing. The finishing takes a while. So I want to make that heel more pronounced. So I'm going to be using the cross peen to try to manipulate the steel to drag out into that corner where I want it. This one's actually looking really nice. do this. I'm pretty happy with this guy. You'll see there is a little bit of a dip here, so what I'm going to try to do is heat it back up and try to hit it at the index groove. But otherwise, that's pretty good for being rough forged. I got it to a workable thickness for the edge and for the tip as well. So this guy, I'm happy with how it's turned out. Let's say the rough forging process is done. I'm going to have to clean it up with a grinder. We're going to have to put the touch mark in it and file down the edges until the edge is about the thickness of a dime, and that way we don't get any warping when we go to heat treat it. just trying to drop the point a little bit on that guy. Pretty happy with how this guy turned out. Obviously, I'm going to have to grind a little bit of steel here by the point, but I'm going to be making this a drop edge, so it's going to be kind of I'm going to have to grind a little bit down here to meet it. Yeah, I guess I'm going to have to make a video of me grinding and stuff, but I think I'll do this like in a few parts, because it's not as simple as it looks. There's a few things we got to do first. And I do prefer to use hand files right now. It just gives a nice machine look. My belt sander is not the best, but I might try that out too.